Episode 8. Let's talk ball. Welcome to the Sportcaster. My co-host has just arrived, Mr. Brandon, the man himself. You can request, Mr. Co-host. So I got you, sir. I got you covered. Fantastic. Looks like we've got another jam-packed show
Evening,
going.
evening.
Hello there.
How are
Well,
you?
oh, there we go. There we go. That's the ground, Monty. Fantastic. How's it going, man? How's your week been? It feel like it was forever.
Good, yeah. Very, very good.
Evenings,
Keen for
everyone.
another episode. I can't believe it's episode 8 already.
Yo, we've been 2 months into it, eh?
Hmm.
We've been 2 months into it.
Evening,
Yeah.
Warren.
Evenings, Warren. Warren in the house, always supporting guys. Thank you for the likes. We are moving at a very fast rate. I guess people are enjoying it. And there's about 20 people already sitting outside the window. Guys, come step inside, man. Come interact with us. Come have a like a conversation, man. So yeah, so we've got some nice little thoughts that came through from the people. Just for those, thank you for the follow there. We are going to accept you shortly, sir. Just stay in the comment section. We call it the 1 minute of countdown. We're going to discuss a couple of topics. I see it's your first time being here. So basically, we'll bring up a couple of
Yeah,
topics.
just let me know when you want me to
Mm,
start accepting
100%,
people.
100%. So we're gonna discuss a topic or two, and then you guys will have an opportunity to come inside, give your view, or maybe you've just got something that's on the heart, that's weighing heavy, that you would just like to get an opinion from us, and we basically are all just regular folks, like the poor man pundits say, my good friends, talking regular football, and that's about what we are doing. Good evening, Zog. Always a pleasure having you here. So I guess people are here to kick off the show. And just to let you guys know, we're gonna have some videos that might sound funny to you people, but you know what? These people all had the courage to send the video. So please let us not have a good laugh at the person, unless we are making a joke, while we on the podcast. That's perfectly fine. So I'm gonna kick off the show. Some big talking points, which was the Liverpool Arsenal one. Not because I'm a United supporter. You guys will also have an opportunity. There's a guy being very first time being on the show. The guy was a bit nervous, but he had the courage. Let's hear what Dean's thoughts was.
Oi, Iggy Meister, you alright, bro? Yeah, penalties yesterday, bro. It was a lottery ticket what we won yesterday. So, yeah, I didn't watch the whole game. I only came for the goals. I was in time for the goals though, and I came from church though. But anyway, what I got to say is, my bro, it's a tough year for United, man. Last year and hopefully this year, we are going with a bang, with a new structure, new formation. What we coming? I saw how we were playing yesterday. We play that 3-3 formation, a 3-5, I don't know, again. But when we go back on defense, then we go into a back line of 4-4-2. I saw yesterday it happened a few times, and that's where Arsenal couldn't take charge of the game really because they were missing a lot of chances. But yeah, this refs, man, this refs work on my gut, my bro. Oh, damn. Some new rules, no more replays, no more VAR for the first round of FA Cup. How can they do that? I don't understand. You must just tell me why they took that away, my bro.
Fantastic. Mr. Co-host, I'm not sure which of the co-hosts it is, or if it is the host, getting a lovely comment coming through over there. I always appreciate lovely comments like that. I just imagine if I do something, with a look, then yeah, that will be a different conversation. But yeah, we're kicking the show off like the gentleman Dean say with a bang. Any thoughts, guys, around the VAR? We know VAR has always been pathetic. Any thoughts around the FA Cup? No more replays. What you guys' thoughts? Guys in the comments, you can leave your comments over there as well. What's your guys' thoughts?
You want to go first, Robin?
Close yours, sir.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, guys, if you hear the baby. The baby's just sick, man, so he's a bit grumpy there. Uh, look, it depends on how you look at it because at the end of the days, if it suits you, you'll be happy that there's no more replays because then you don't get that extra game. But when it go against you, then you want that extra replay because I want to go and play and make it right again. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy that there's no replays. Win or lose, it's a knockout tournament. Win or lose, you play the one game, goes to penalties. You lose, you're out. Unnecessary extra games on the players, especially as much games they are playing at this current moment. And then with VAR, I don't have an issue with VAR because VAR is just a system. I have an issue with the people running the system. I think that's where the problem is. It's not the system itself, it's the people running the system, how they interpret the system, how they interpret the rules. So I think what they should do, Mike, they should follow the same route as what your cricket and your rugby follow, where your referees and umpires fall under the same umbrella and not have a separate entity. Like with soccer, you got FIFA, the FA, then you got the PGMOL. So I think they should make it one umbrella, and the referee need to take accountability for those actions. But like I said, I'm happy there's no replays, and I don't have an issue with VAR, but I have an issue with how the system gets used.
Okay. You want to add into that, Brandon?
Yeah, look, in terms of the replays, it definitely benefits the bigger clubs because all of the squads get more rest. But I think it's more for the smaller clubs that you feel for because they look for those ties. You know, if the game's at their stadium, they want to hold on to that draw so that they can take it to an Old Trafford or an Anfield or Emirates so that they can get that massive pay rise, you know. So I think that's the only thing where it's unfortunate. And in terms of VAR was desperately needed in that game because the ref was shocking. And I don't know if there's this thing where maybe the referees are so used to VAR that they kind of forget when it's not there. So maybe subconsciously the referee, there for that instance where Havertz basically kicks Maguire. Maybe in his mind he thought, oh, no problem, I'll let this go because VAR will be able to help me. And then he probably thought, oh, damn it, there is no VAR. But then it's I don't want to make an excuse for the referees, right? Because he should never be falling for situations like that. But maybe, you know, I don't know if I'm making sense.
No, 100% you are making sense. Look, I think the only thing they should start adding onto these things, all of those are all valid things. I think what they should add on, that they should start fining people that's on VAR. You know, that is where they need to start. Referees, I can understand, right? You are gonna be making like some errors, right? Because you can not always get it right. But those people on VAR, what's the point of them being there if they also get it wrong? So if we think about it, if they start finding those guys that's on that system, and they should actually have it where the fans can also see what they are analyzing. Put it on the big screen, right? The fans in the stadium, the fans watching on TV can actually hear what they are analyzing. So that way, your coaches that's there on the touchline, they and the clubs can then protest these things and take them on. Because I'm sure clubs will then hire people in that structure and say, you know what, you're going to get a certain salary to focus on these things that these guys are getting incorrect, which they are viewing on the VAR system. So I think they should look at something like that, and like Robin say, have them under one umbrella, and like yourself pointing out, you know what, the consistency. Obviously, we're all looking for that. You know, so I think that is what I would add on to that, and then also just to add on to the FA Cup. I think it's a good thing that players are not playing that much game because we got international breaks coming up. Players go play that as well. We are forgetting that as well. So I think it's a good thing that players don't get overworked because they are also humans after all, you know. So yeah, so that is that over there. And then I'm gonna stay on this topic as well. With the VAR, I'm gonna play one more, which is from a guy from the Poor Man's Pundit, which obviously is Jason. Some of you guys might have seen him, some of you guys
So
not.
good evening, guys. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are good. So yeah, looking back on Sunday's game, Manchester United versus Arsenal, and obviously, it's a very obvious situation that the referee was against Manchester United. Decisions went all Arsenal's way. Either way, United came out on top. But the incident that really caught my eye was two incidents. It was the one where Jesus stepped on Bruno's foot from behind. His boot came off his foot. Jesus got injured. Bruno didn't get the free kick where it was supposed to be a clear free kick. That incident, I don't understand how the referee couldn't give that. Second one was the red card of Diego Dallo. So in my view of it is that yes, he's off his feet, but he's not showing studs. I don't see that as a dangerous tackle, and he doesn't make contact at all with the player. The player actually dives. So I would love us to touch on that. So yeah, have a good one, guys, and let's enjoy football.
100%. I'm just gonna touch on the one of the losses. I would say the second one is still it's still a bit of a debate that we can say because there was a bit of stats, but he wasn't really making contact. We've seen worse tackles than that not being given. So again, it comes down to consistency. And I guess if I have to be honest, Brandon, you a rival. There's some rivals in the comment section, but the reality is that there's stuff that we would want to say, you know what, that shouldn't have been a call. I would say that the first one, it wasn't that bad. But the second one, that there was not much contact. There was like, I think, zero to nothing. If I speak under
I
correction,
don't think he touched him. Yeah.
there was like zero to nothing, you know. But I mean, the stats was showing up, but I mean, there was no contact basically. Anything from you guys you want to add before we get some people in from the comment section to jump into the 1 minute of countdown?
You can go, Robin.
Look, I don't mind the red card when it comes to if the ref makes a decision, whether it's right or wrong, he sticks with the decision. And like Iggy said just now, if we're having VAR and they make the same decision, we'll be talking about why do we have VAR and all that stuff. The referees will make mistakes, but it's easy for me sitting here saying that because United won. I'd have easily sitting here and singing another tune now if United had to lose and we're saying, but it wasn't a red card.
Mm.
So I'm a bit very biased coming into what I'm saying now, but for me is if a referee makes a decision, makes it, sticks with it, whether it's right, whether it's wrong, that's part of the beautiful game, the human error.
Mm.
Players make mistakes. Players give an unnecessary penalty away or a hand or whatever. Players make mistakes, so we should do the same with refs. We made a mistake, we move on, but like I say, it's much easier for me sitting here because we won. If I lost, I would say the referees is rubbish. To be
Can I just
honest.
cut you in there before we get some people in? I don't think we can really use that term by say players makes mistakes. Players knows exactly what they are doing at times. All right. Sometimes they do make it mistakes, but we've seen them. They know exactly they take one for the team because they want to make sure that they are not being outrun by that player or they don't cost their team a goal. And I mean that's stuff that they get taught in training. It's part of game plans that coaches are putting out there. You know what? Take one for the team. We can always then recover again and we can just go again. But I think it all comes down to referees and those guys, they need to be consistent. That's what I would say. I don't know how you feel about that, Brandon.
Oh, well, look, the difference is when players make mistakes, they still get interviewed,
Yeah.
they get taken out of their teams. There are consequences
Mm,
for the mistakes that they do make. Whereas with referees, we never hear from them. We only
100%.
hear from Howard Webb.
That's exactly what we were saying earlier as well. They should be punished, and Daniels mentioned the same thing. Anyway, let's get some people into the 1 minute of countdown. Anyone want to hop in? Speak about the topics we have covered already, or if there's anything else you would like to add, you guys are more than welcome to jump in, guys. Before we move on to some other topics, obviously we want to involve you guys as well. Anyone wants to hop in? You guys can request. You guys are more than welcome to request. No one? Are we just hanging in the comment section tonight? Are we not coming to have a conversation? Is it because Robin has got a fade in? That's why you guys don't want to jump in, maybe?
There's
Anyone
a
want to jump
request.
in? There we go. So Lisa is coming in. There we go. Lisa is in.
Yeah, how are you doing, guys?
Good in yourself, sir.
Evening,
Welcome to
brother.
the Sportcast, sir.
I'm good, man. Hey, unfortunately, I would have come earlier than this, but unfortunately, as you can feel the cars, I'm driving, I'm going on site. But I just want to touch on a few things that you guys have mentioned. I just feel also with this VAR thing, uh, the people who always on VAR, I don't know if they, whenever they communicate with the referees on field, if they just tell them what is happening or they just tell them to go and have a look and make their decision, because most of the time we know exactly as soon as the referee goes on the screen, he's going to change the decision,
Mm.
whether it's his opinion or it's objective. But we know as soon as he goes to the VAR, he will change his decision. I don't know what you think of that.
I think if I can answer that, I think that VAR is kind of leading the referee to make a decision that they want the ref to make a decision. That's what I'm thinking because I think that VAR should only come in when the refs say, you know what, I might think I might got this decision wrong, or I just need a second opinion on that decision. That is what I think VAR should be. Or VAR should say, you know what, you have missed this, go and have a look at this because then VAR gotta be sure, you know what, we've looked at it because we've looked at the screen, so we can't get it wrong. But we want to rectify you by saying, look at this, but we're gonna make decision and tell you this is what we think. We're gonna we're gonna discuss this. But like Nicolis say, that VAR needs to basically take that decision instead of the ref going there. But then the ref still needs to negotiate and say, you know what? But you guys are seeing this, but it's still incorrect. Not VAR leading the ref. The ref will still have some kind of power to overrule them. You know what I mean? Those kind of things. But anyway, is there anyone else that would like to hop in?
Can I just jump on that quickly again?
Yeah, go for it.
I think what they should do is go the same route. And again, I know it's not as comparing apples to oranges, but go the same route of how when there's a TMO decision in rugby, you got the referee with his two judges looking at the big screen where everybody can see and you can clearly hear what they're talking to VAR or
100%.
to the
That's exactly
TMO.
what I said
And
earlier.
unless there is a clear and obvious error from the ref, you stick with the on-field decision. So if
100%.
VAR can't find a clear and obvious reason why he cannot award the goal or the try or whatever, you stick with the on-field decision. VAR
100%.
is just there to mitigate those obvious errors where they can come in and say, you know what, there was a clear cut error here, change your decision.
Mm,
You know, but for me, I think they shouldn't do it like they're looking at a portable screen. They should make it transparent for everybody.
spot
Put it
on.
on the big screen. I mean, they got the money. They're one of the richest sports in the world. Put
100%.
a big screen up. And when they look at it, let everybody can see what they're looking. Why are you trying to hide what you're looking at? And why are you trying to hide of what you are speaking to the VAR or TMO or whatever? In rugby and
100%.
cricket, you can clearly hear when there's communication taking place. It's just in soccer where they got this whole secret service, FBI, whole corruption thing happening. But look at that as my thing.
Anyway, we got my good friend.
But I mean,
Yeah, go for it,
do you mind
Brendan.
if I say one quick thing?
Okay, quickly
Because
go for
like
it.
for instance, I was at the Sharks Stormers game a couple of weeks ago, and when the ref was explaining something, and we can all hear that kind of crowd, like a rugby kind of crowd. It's like a different kind of respect, like
Mm,
everyone's trying to listen to what this person has to say. But I'm trying to picture that imagine like a United Liverpool game, and the ref's
yeah.
like, "Hey guys, I could just imagine the
The crowd
crowd
getting
like
involved, yeah.
like
100%.
completely drowning the the referee out. I just don't know how it would work in that kind of
A hooligan game
atmosphere.
played by gentlemen. A hooligan game played
100%.
by gentlemen. And the fans are gentlemen. Where football are all bunch of hooligans. No
Okay,
discipline.
Yeah, maybe if it was like that in the beginning, but yeah,
gentlemen, you are eating into
it's
my
too
good
late, I think.
friend's time because he's always a guy about time. I know this guy. I literally grew up with him from a very young age. Mr. Daniels, you are always welcome. So the floor is yours, sir.
What do I say that Robin didn't steal first now? Robin said it best. My thing is this. Iggy, me and you've been talking this thing 3 years almost now. Wow.
100%, sir.
Okay. For me, they must change the name to VA, not VAR, VA, because that is an assistant. That is not a ref. In
Mm,
cricket, I'm going to not even take rugby, I'm just going to take cricket, which for
mm,
me is best when it comes to using technology. In
spot on.
cricket, when the decision goes to the umpire upstairs, the umpire on field, he doesn't. There's nothing he can do anymore. Nothing he can say.
Mm,
That guy upstairs now, that's a referee. That's
yeah,
why I say take the referee from VAR away because that's not a
100%.
referee. That guy is
100%.
sitting. Me and you, we talking here. We can do his job.
Mm,
So he's an assistant.
yeah,
And from when I look at VAR, they they are getting they are getting lazy. Referees are getting lazy. Linesmen are getting lazy because my point is this: that game Liverpool against Tottenham, where disallowed goal Luis Diaz, the linesman is in line with Luis Diaz,
yeah,
in line, but they know every game they can make. Wrong decisions.
yeah,
VAR will clean it up. You know what I'm saying? So
100%.
referees in linesmen nowadays become so lazy because they know you can go upstairs. And when they go upstairs, those people even fuck up upstairs. But they sit there with monitors. And like
100%.
Robin said, what is the secret service thing? In cricket, it's simple. VAR
Yes,
needs it's simple.
100%.
You don't see what's happening, you go upstairs. You stop the game, you go upstairs. It must
100%.
take 10 seconds, 30 seconds at most,
Yeah.
because there's four people looking at 10 monitors, but
Mm,
it takes again 3 minutes.
yeah.
30 seconds. Okay. Did he touch the ball? Did he touch the ball? Did he kick the
Mm,
man? Whatever. Mr. Ref, he kicked the man. It's free kick
yeah.
penalty, handball. Done.
100%.
Like in cricket,
100%. 100%.
done. But,
Yeah.
but because they do this, and I don't understand. The Premier League started. They took the model from American sports and implemented and started the EPL.
Yeah.
Why they don't again go to cricket and
Mm,
rugby and see
yeah.
how they do it?
100%.
It's
Daniels,
it's a simple, it's a
I'm
simple
I'm
thing.
gonna I'm gonna ask you one quick question before I give grey light. It's just like you're just going to choose between the two. Um, would you say that football was better without VAR or with VAR? Was
Without VAR,
referees was referees more consistent with VAR or without VAR?
for me, I wouldn't say more consistent or whatever, but at least when it's a mistake, it's a mistake. We can blame the referee, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But the ref now got even more help
100%.
and still the same thing.
100% fully
But
agree with you.
football for me, if they take VAR, honest to God, if they take VAR away tomorrow,
Yeah,
first game, that Liverpool first game, I
yeah,
wouldn't be sure. I wouldn't be
100%.
because
100%.
the VAR have taken all the joy out of football because now you can score a goal and you don't even fucking celebrate anymore.
Yes, because you have to wait, right? 100%. I fully agree with
But
you.
that just needs sense.
Mr. Daniels, thank you for popping in, sir, into the 1 minute of countdown. Mr. Greylight, welcome, sir, to the Sportcast, sir. It's a pleasure having you here, sir. Any thoughts, sir,
Good
around
evening,
the
sir. Thank you for that.
discussions we had already, sir? Anything else you would like to add, sir? The floor is yours, sir. Go for it.
I just rocked up now and Doyle, so I popped up, so I heard nothing before I literally speak right now. So
Okay,
everything
okay,
is
cool.
brand spanking new to me.
Okay, okay, cool. All right. So can I ask you just to stay in the comment section? We're gonna give people again opportunity. You'll see exactly what this is actually not your normal
My
life.
apologies.
It's
Understood.
no, no,
Thank
no.
you.
You don't have to apologize. It's actually a bit of a podcast we're running, and then when the podcast end by tomorrow or so, I will post the full live on my YouTube channel. As you can see, the Sportcast Northwest Rivals. You can catch up. We are already on episode 8, sir. I don't know where have you been, sir. I do not know where have you been. No problem at all. So, guys, we're gonna touch on another thing. Some thoughts coming through from the gentleman that was in the box, Mr. Mkolisi. Let's hear what he had to say.
I just want to talk about Man United. Since Amorim dropped Rashford from his squad for games, Man United have been doing well. They play well. They played well against City. They played well against Liverpool. They also played well against Arsenal, even after they were down to 10 men. I've been saying this all along that Marcus Rashford needs to leave the club because I think he's the rotten potato, if I can put it that way. So I wonder what you guys thinking. And also, after 21 game week, Arsenal are just 4 points behind Liverpool. I know Liverpool have a game in hand, but games in hand they're not counted as points. Uh, do you guys think if Arsenal can get a proper number 9 who can score goals, do you think are they can be able to challenge Liverpool all the way to the title, or do you also think City are still in this title race? Remember, Newcastle is not doing bad; they're in a good run of form. So I think we can also count them in. So those three guys, I wonder what you're thinking.
Cool. I think before we give our view, let's get some people in that can quickly give their view, then we'll touch on that. Anyone want to hop in to give their thoughts on the conversation of the Rashford of Newcastle? Are they in the title race? City, is there still where City can make a comeback? You guys want to hop in maybe into the 1 minute of countdown? I see I've got a guess over there coming through. Who's the guest coming through over there? We got Shaw coming through. Welcome back, sir. Pleasure having you, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Thanks for the opportunity again, man. Good
You're
evening,
always
gents.
welcome, sir. Always welcome.
Look, just on what the guy now said in the video, I think the Rashford situation, um, I've heard that things have slowed down when it comes to his loan move and that. But I think they are planning a move then in the summer. However, that means that he's going to have to be integrated back into the team because if he don't get game time, his value drop.
Mm,
So now, if he don't leave and he ends up leaving at the end of the season, this is a perfect opportunity for us to increase his value. You know what I mean? So we need to give him time or game time so that he can show other clubs what he is capable of still. We know what he can do, but he has gone through a spell, and I mean, if he don't play for the rest of the season, it's only going to decrease his value or the money that we'll be able to get for him. So it's going to be interesting to see how Amarim deal with that situation. Whether he's going to integrate him back into the team or he's going to sit out for the rest of the season and that.
mm,
But yeah, we
mm,
can wait and see when it comes to that. Just on the Arsenal and Liverpool thing, I know Arsenal is 4 points behind Liverpool. Liverpool obviously has a game in hand. If they win that game, I think that's the Merseyside derby, if I'm not mistaken.
mm.
They go 7 points clear. And he made an interesting point. Will Arsenal be able to contest if they go out and buy a striker? Personally, I don't think so. Because you don't just expect someone to come and you integrate him in the team and they just make magic, you know?
Mm.
That guy still needs to get used to the systems and stuff like that. Who knows? Maybe the striker hits the ground running. But personally, I don't think so. And by the looks of form, I don't see Arsenal contesting title challenge.
Okay.
Maybe Nottingham Forest. I don't know.
Okay, cool. Let me ask you guys quickly. How many how many players does Arsenal have in that team? that has won Premier League?
Sinchenko, Jesus.
Yeah,
Can't
I
think of
think
anyone else.
I think that's about the only two.
That's about the only thing, right? So,
Yeah.
look, Arsenal are on a very good run. Okay. They have been playing good football for a very long time. But I believe that they should also, it's not just going to take a striker. It's also going to take those leaders, those winners, right? That know what it takes to win that. And I think that is what Arsenal are lacking at the moment. That's just my opinion.
Yep. Just one more thing, Iggy. I think Arteta is so long there, so he feel that they should be challenging for everything now.
Mm,
However, I think he needs to be focusing on one thing at a time. And I think this is what's the backfire for him. He's focusing on everything and it's not working. Now they're already out of the FA Cup.
mm.
The only other option is Carabao. I mean, they already the first tie it's 2-0. They're going again to Newcastle,
Mm.
St James, and then I don't know what's gonna happen there, but you can predict the worst there already. They're definitely not winning the Champions League. So what else is it to focus on for them? I
Look,
just feel like he had to focus on one thing and not just like because he obviously feel like his team is able to compete for everything. And I'm sure all teams feel like that.
look,
But
Zoc,
you have
I'm going to slightly disagree, right? That's why I say I think that is my opinion. They need some leaders. But I'm also going to say, yes, we've been taking the piss with Arsenal by saying they can't sing champions of Europe. But I believe once a team is within touching distance or they within that competition, they can't be written off. Like no one expected, but okay, we'll speak about that team again, which is on that day. No one expected Forest and Newcastle to be in the top four this game week, you know. But anyway, Zoc, I appreciate you. If you can say in
yep.
the
Just
comments
just
where you can,
one
yeah.
just one question, Iggy.
Mm,
So do you mentioned now that they obviously contesting everything, right?
mm. You
You
on mute,
muted yourself, brother.
Zoc. You on mute.
Oh, he's gone.
Is he on mute? Did he
No, he
mute
left now.
or Zoc? I'm not sure what happened there. Who muted you? Whatever. I'm not too sure. But you can hop back in, Zoc. Sorry about that. Maybe it could be my side. I do apologize about that. Yeah, you guys want to touch on that quickly from Kolisi? You guys want to come in there?
In terms of Rashford, I don't think there's no ways that Amarim's going to risk the harmony of the squad just to bring up the value of a player. I can't see that happening. There's no ways.
Fair.
Um, do you even think like Rashford's going to play again? Honestly,
Look, it is a difficult call to make because I do not know. That's why I always say that I don't get involved in this media things that's going around. If you think about it, they would always nitpick information that they want to put out there that's going to sell or that's going to give them where it's going to track people out there. I do it all the time. You guys know me, right? So people are forgetting to mention why Rashford's form has been dipping. He lost someone close to him. He had a lot of family drama going on in his personal life. Even with that photo as well, that was floating around with him sitting there, dressed up like a rapper and that. People looked at that and they were running with that. But according to him, he made a statement. That photo was taken years ago. You know what I'm saying? So there's always going to be this narrative against certain players that has got a good PR, that they know that if they post of that player, it's gonna blow up. And that's the reality of it, you know. So let's take another someone to come in on 1 minute of countdown. Anyone else wants to add on something before we get 1 minute of countdown happening? Okay, it's gone out. Anyone else want to add on to those ones? Can we move on to the next topic, Mr. Co-hosts? Anything you guys want to add?
I'm cool.
Brandon, nothing you want to add?
I think I think Rashford and Trent are actually similar in a weird kind of way. What I mean by that is when they play badly, you notice their body language a lot more. So it like
Mm,
irritates you a lot. Like
mm,
if Rashford isn't playing well, you're like, oh, why is he not pressing? Why is he not tracking back? And it's the same with Trent. If Trent isn't playing well, all of a sudden people pick on the body language that he has. And it's the same body language he has when he's playing well.
mm.
It's just you notice it more when he isn't playing well. Anyway.
That's actually a very good point, B. Before we move on to another thought coming through, I actually like what Flop was saying as well. If people can put that same amount of focus on when Trent are playing good, right? When he's playing bad, so people will blow this thing up when he's bad, but they wouldn't blow it up when he's good. Same thing is with Rashford and every other player out there. People will blow it up if that person does bad. Like look at Anthony Miss Sitter, but they're going to blow that up. But they're not going to blow up what he has brought to the game yesterday. They're not going to blow up what Xerxes has done. But they've booed Xerxes off against Newcastle. Do you get what I'm saying? So fans is always going
Yeah.
to want to get always that instant success, but they don't see the progress that is currently happening. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I've got another
Yeah.
thought coming through. We are well familiar with her, so you don't need any introduction.
Let's
So
talk about Nottingham Forest. I think it's time that we do. At the start of the season, before any games was played, I said that they're gonna get relegated. Clearly, I was wrong, and I based that off last season because they struggled. They barely made it out of the relegation zone. But guys, this season, I see a lot of people saying they're gonna fall off. They're not gonna be able to maintain the standard. But what if they do? What if they do? What if Forest surprises us all? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't be mad if they won the league. Who doesn't love an underdog story? And the thing is, they are playing such beautiful football. They're playing as a team. So my question is, where do you think Nottingham Forest will finish? And will they make top four?
okay. On this thought over here, Brandon, would you be mad if Forest win it? Robin, where do you see Forest ending? Because I know you would love Forest to win it. I would love Forest to win it. But the reason why I'm asking Brandon because currently they're sitting top of the table. And the comment section they can also give their view as well. Mixed emotions, right, Brandon?
I feel I feel weird about Forest because of last season. I think people forget the kind of club they were last season.
Okay.
Do you remember when they hired Michael Oliver
Mm,
and they thought everyone's against them and they hired him to explain decisions to them and then they had the points deduction as well, doing some sneaky things there. So look, I've enjoyed them this season, but I have this weird feeling towards Forest because of the way they were last season. And how much of an underdog are they actually when you look at how much they've spent? If you like really think about it.
true.
Um, but look, no one expected them to be there. I think I also predicted them to be
Mm,
relegated, but I think that's because I didn't like them as well. I just wanted them to get
mm,
relegated, if I'm
mm.
being honest.
Let me ask this.
Um,
Let me ask this to you guys, right?
yeah.
If Liverpool don't win it, who would you guys prefer winning it? Would you prefer City coming back winning it? Would you prefer Arsenal coming back? We know how arrogant their fans is. Would you prefer Chelsea winning it? Would you prefer Newcastle winning it? I think we all can probably agree that a Forest would probably be like Mooncake say, who don't like the underdog story. Look at Leicester. I remember when Chelsea had to play. I think they played you guys. They held you to a draw or something, and they were celebrating. They were showing so much fight just so that you guys cannot catch up points to Leicester. If I remember correctly, you guys can help me out with that one. So I'm sure a lot of people probably prefer winning them. They've got Newcastle coming through from Mojo over there as well.
Look, the Forest thing reminds me a lot of the Leicester. If you look at the season before Leicester won it, they were also fighting relegation. Well, I think they just came out of the championship. I think they came out of the championship, fourth relegation, and then they won the Premier League. Basically, almost a similar story with what happened with Forest here.
Mm.
So, look, are they really underdogs compared to a Liverpool or a Arsenal? No one thought about Liverpool and Arsenal winning the league at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Everybody thought it was going to be City again. So,
Mm.
look, and on your question, I don't have an issue with Forest winning it. I think it will be nice. Obviously, with the rivalry, I don't want Liverpool to win it because I don't like Arsenal fans. I don't want them to win it. And to be honest, I would even take City winning. City can win six in a row, but they'll never have the history and the heritage of what the Manchester United have, or what the Liverpool have, or what the Arsenal have. You know, they won't have that. While we are still alive, they might speak about it in 30, 40, 50 years' time.
I was just about to touch on that.
But
You,
for me, they can win it 10 times in a row, but they are not on that same uh, heritage level as your Liverpools, your Arsenals, your Uniteds.
I
And,
get what you're
and
saying. I get what you're saying. And that is why, that's where I beg to differ. I get what you guys are saying that they don't have the rich heritage that Liverpool, United, Arsenal have got there. That's always been dominating. But remember, everything they're adding now to the history that is going to be there forever to see in about 10, 20 years from now. We don't want to also have that because if they build a better history in the next 10, 20 years, then their history will look way better than the Uniteds, the Liverpools, and those people. Imagine if they win two, three more um, quadruples, right? Or treble. Where would that put City? It will then put City on a level where people will start saying, but United is City's little brother. You get what I'm saying? So for me, if I can't win it, I'd rather prefer smaller club. Not in a bad way, but club that doesn't have that amount of history. That hasn't been dominating the league for that, if that make any sense to you guys. That is just how I feel. You know, I'm not sure how you feel, Brandon.
Can I ask you guys something about
Hmm?
City? Your opinion on something? Now that we're
Sure.
talking about them, this deal that it looks like Haaland is I don't know if he already signed it or if it's just
Nine and
rumored
a
that he's
half
going to
years,
sign
yeah.
it. Yeah. Do you think that means that City's going to win the Chargers?
I think what's happening here is they usually already know, they usually understand, they know the outcome, which will they'll either be banned a few transfer windows and give a massive fine. So they are doing their signings now, lock up Holland for the long term, get the four new guys in now in January, and knowing that if they banned us for 4 or 5 years in the transfer window and we get the massive ban, we can pay the massive ban, but then we need to have a cover for our team for the long term.
Mm,
If we're going to be banned for 4 or 5 transfer windows or whichever way,
mm.
so I think they know what the outcome going to be, and they are putting themselves in a situation where
Sorry, Clearly
they
Robert.
are
Sorry, Clearly
protected
Robert.
in the
Sorry,
long term.
sorry to break your word. Renan, we're gonna take you guys now in for the 1 minute of countdown. We're just discussing this topics, and then we'll get you guys in again. So stay in the comment section. You guys are gonna request shortly. Yeah, sorry about that.
So yeah, like I said, I think they're just putting plans in place now for that. If they get banned and they'll find that they already got players, they bought players and they signed certain players for the long term. That's what I think
Yeah,
is going to happen.
yeah, 100%. Look, I also had a conversation earlier this afternoon about this as well. I also had the same thing. It is to safeguard them of where they can't go into the transfer market. It's also to basically, if they should somehow get so much points deducted that they can't stay up and they actually take a drop out of the Premier League, then basically they've got players. It's not difficult for them to attract players, you know. But we know doesn't matter where you play, depending on who you have, depending on who you have, then you can still attract players as well, you know. So that is just my take on that, Brent. If that answer your question,
Yeah. No, for sure.
hundred,
Look, I think they are going to win the Chargers. To be honest,
100%, 100%.
I had this feeling from the beginning. I just feel like they're too powerful. There's too much money. I can't see them losing that. And that's why, talking about the legacy and all that kind of stuff, that is the one thing, though, is that in the future, when we do look back, unfortunately for genuine City fans out there, the one thing people will always say is,
Mm,
yeah, but the Chargers.
100%. I
And I
agree
don't
with you
think
on that
people will
one.
ever fully think that it's legit. That's just my opinion.
100%. Just before we
Especially
give Marina an opportunity, the other thing is as well, you know what, could also be the fans are also going to make a big thing about it. Should they only get a hefty fine and not fine and not point deduction, they could also be like, oh, okay, so you guys have got money to actually pay off, people. So yeah. Anyway, can we give Mr. Renan a first time being here, Mr. Renan? Welcome, sir. You can unmute yourself, sir. The floor is yours, sir. Mr. Renan, just at the bottom there, you'll see there, you can unmute yourself on your phone and you can go for it. So anyone else want to come in, you guys are more than welcome to request. We just invite him to unlock his camera. I mean, he's unmuting. Hold on. I think Mr. Renan. There we go. I've sent you, Mr. Renan. Are you there, sir? Anyone else want to hop in, guys? There we go. Welcome, sir.
No.
Mr. Renan. Welcome, sir.
Mm.
Mr. Renan, welcome. Okay, I'm gonna have to take Mr. Renan out. Sorry about that, guys. Mr. Renan is busy at some kind of party. Actually, to hop in, I might just get a fit. Why is that, Mr. Boy? Here we're having a football conversation, sir. If you want to go to the banter interaction, sir, go to my page. There is enough entertainment for you, sir. I can guarantee you that much. That's something I can guarantee you that much. So you're more than welcome to have a fit day. But come up in, sir, come have a conversation. Anyway, so of course we do have the following gentleman. He's also going to be talking about these guys. I guess he also doesn't need any introduction.
Yes, guys, I want to talk about Nottingham Forest and the amazing season that they've had so far. Do you think this team last season was scraping by just to survive and be back in the Premier League this season? And this season, they've taken the Premier League by storm. They blew fairy dust all over the Premier League, and they've
I actually like that, that's why I kept this video for last day. I actually like the swag is bringing to this, You know what? I want to give my opinion, but I want to bring a bit of swag to it. And that's why I brought in the fairy dust. So
we
I
some
actually like,
LeBron James.
you know what I mean? He actually brought some swag, right? We'll accept GeForce Glitch. I'm actually going to play the game because I want to see that swag is bringing in. And just watch it, the
Yes,
fairy
guys, I
dust
want to
coming
talk
in there.
about Nottingham
I'll bring
Forest
it
and
in.
the amazing season that they've had so far. Do you think this team last season was scraping by just to survive and be back in the Premier League this season? And this season, they've taken the Premier League by storm. They blew fairy dust all over the Premier League, and they've stampeded
Love
all
it,
over it.
Warren. Love it, bro.
But I want to talk about the manager Nuno and how great he's been. What are your thoughts on him as a manager in the Premier League? And the defense, they are so stubborn at the back, but it is so frustratingly good at how good they are at the back in defense. They can shut teams out, big teams like Liverpool, like Arsenal, like Manchester United. So I just want to give the club its flowers and hear you guys' thoughts on how well Nottingham Forest has done this season.
Besides Nottingham Forest, how well have they done? How well has Warren put some swag to this video? I think of all the videos we got in, I rate this video. I want to give him his flowers. I rate this video above everyone, right? He's
Hey,
just basically set the bar.
every week is improving. Every week is coming with something new, something different, something better.
I
Look,
think I think he needs a hand clap for that. I think he needs a hand clap for that. What a job he's done. Well done,
but
Warren. Massive respect to you, sir.
But you know what, speaking about what he said about the forest defense, and I myself and Moon Pie was actually speaking about this. I think this afternoon or so. Ferguson said it a few years ago. Goals will win you games. Defense will win you titles. You know, so for them is they in that mindset now. We have a striker there. If we give him enough opportunities, he will score one goal. We can shut up shop.
Mm.
Whether you now like it or don't like it, whether you call us parking the bus or whatever, if that's going to win me the title, they're going to bring me Champions League football. That's what I'm going to do
Mm.
to secure that for me. And then with Nunes, I think he's a good coach. I just think he doesn't fit well at Tottenham. Sometimes there's a connection between club and manager or club and player or whatever.
Mm.
But I think he's redeemed himself now. I think he's redeemed himself. And we all know he was good at Wolves as well. Not like this is a once-off season or a once-off time. We saw what he did at Wolves. Unfortunately, it didn't work out at Spurs for him. But now we can clearly see what he's doing at Forest because he has players buying into his system
Mm.
and he has an identity there saying, you know what, we will win games 1-0. We don't care. We will win games 1-0 if that's going to secure me a trophy and secure me Champions League football
Okay,
for next season.
that's fair. That's fair. Brenda, before you go, let's give the young lad an opportunity. I hope he's not too tired coming from all the activity. He's been busy over weekends. I hope he can still talk a bit of sport. I'm hoping that is why he's here tonight. Welcome, Nasser. Go for it,
Evening,
sir.
ladies
Floor
and
is yours.
gentlemen. Trust you guys are
Evening,
all
brother.
well.
100%,
Yeah.
sir.
Look, speaking about Nottingham Forest, I feel like Forest is playing a good brand of football at the moment. I feel like they have the right combination of attack and defense. Everybody's saying Forest is gonna fall off, but in all honesty, I feel like they're really overachieving. So if they, in retrospect, take the season and say, look, if we can end in top five, like I said in the chat now to Tariq, if they can take top five, it will be a win-win for them. I mean, top five will get to Champions League next season, so they shouldn't get ahead of
Isn't it
themselves.
top four?
But I feel like
Isn't it top
they have
four?
a good chance.
Isn't it?
No, from next season, top five. Top five.
Is it top five next season?
They're changing it, yeah.
Ah, I
Yeah, it's a
honestly
new
didn't know
thing I
that.
did. Yeah. So top five is realistic, you know what I mean? So yeah,
Okay.
let's see with Forest. But I'm backing them as an underdog. I hope they can get at least top five, and then yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do in the summer to see if they strengthen the squad.
So can I ask Nasser, you would back them for top five, but you wouldn't back them to go all the way, I guess, right?
Is it like banter and bias
No,
aside,
it's not.
right? I
It's
think
it's not banter and bias. I'm just asking the question. I mean, at the moment,
if
they
I'm
are
being
in a
honest
very
with
good
you,
position to go all the way.
yeah, like if if I'm being quite honest with you, I'm kind of writing them off here for the league. I don't think they have the pedigree to go all the way.
Okay.
Experience. I still think it's between Arsenal and Liverpool that's gonna
Ja,
take
dit
it,
is in
but
die
I could
bokse.
be wrong. They could prove me wrong, but it's just my opinion. Yeah,
Okay. Cool. Cool.
yeah.
No stress. Nasser, thanks for hopping in.
Can I just say something, Iggy?
Yeah, cool. Go for it.
I think NASA speaks about too much in my feelings there. My feelings, I think you need to just work on that a bit. You're talking football, you're not feelings. But anyway, regarding the
Thanks,
top
Albert.
five, remember it started last season already where it depends where your team ends up in Europe. So which of the top five leagues will get that first position? So because City fell out early last season, I think Liverpool fell out of the Champions League early, United fell out of the Champions League early, Newcastle fell out of the Champions League early. It affected that first spot by us. So I think it went to Italy, that first spot, if I'm under that extra
You
spot
see
from
that?
100% because of they expanded the Champions League. So next year is not guaranteed that the EPL will get the top five. It all depends how the English teams perform in Europe to
Because I was
So
determine
Robert,
asking.
how
I
will
read
they
an
get that top
article.
five.
Uh,
I read an article. They said that because of the new format, right? With the whole league system, automatically in the top five leagues in Europe will get five teams. So your Spain will get five, your England will get five, your Italy, the top leagues, should I say, they all gonna get five. The quote will be up from 4 to 5. That's
yeah.
what I read. Yeah.
Now, it's not because if you look at our teams this season, it was only the top four teams that went through.
So that was
Because
basically
Okay,
okay,
now
cool.
look,
I get that.
we could have still done the
Can
question,
I
but thank you
just
for having me on the podcast.
okay, Nasser, just before you go, I think Robin that we are being unfair when we're telling whoever is coming in we can't speak about feelings, right? Just think about it. Think about it. The guy feel this is what he's feeling. Remember, podcast is about how you feel, what your opinion is. We have to respect that. That's why I told Nasser early on. This is not banned. I have to call you out, bro. I have to call you out and I have to call you
That's
out.
all good,
You
man.
know.
That's
But like
all
I
good.
said, because I
Then
don't want
Screen record
people.
this, NASA. Screen record
Yeah.
this. Iggy has your back. Just
the
take a
my
recording of
That
feelings
this.
is
is
how
hurt.
it is, guys. This is how it is. I'm
My
going to
feelings is hurt.
also make yeah, it's always gonna be like that. That we don't want people to feel. I'm not saying he does feel that way, but I don't want it to come to that, you know. But yeah, Nasser, pleasure
100%.
having you, sir.
Thank you
Brandon,
guys for having me.
let's give
Yeah.
Mr. Gooner an opportunity quickly, and then Brandon can go. Welcome, Mr. Gooner. Go for it, sir.
Good evening, guys. I just want to give a big shout out to Nottingham Forest because we can say what we want, whether we like them or not. They are doing an awesome job. And that draw against Liverpool in the week showed the character that they have in their team. And I believe they will kick on and they will most definitely make top four. They will make top four. The way they have been playing and the way they have been dominating teams. I think they have won the last six games before the Liverpool game in a row, if I'm not right. Could
I
be
think so.
five.
You could be right, yeah.
Yes, so they on form, so I don't see why we must sit here and say like, okay, they're gonna fall off or they're gonna no, they are here. So we need to take them serious. It's as simple as
100%.
that.
Fully agree with you. Fully
Yeah, we
agree with
heard
you.
all the same things that the season that Leicester won the league. Everyone every week thought, oh, this will be the week they fall off. This will be the week they fall off, and they never did. And I agree with what Robin said earlier that they are a lot like Leicester. Even the way that they play, the way they sit back and then counter, it's exactly like how Leicester were. And I respect how it could have been easy for now when we're this far in the season and they have been playing so well to think that, oh, okay, we're a decent team here. Let's be the ones to now dominate games. No, they know exactly what they're good at. Doesn't matter who they're playing against. We'll sit back. We know when we want to counter, and they do the simple things so well. The goal that they scored against us, it was I couldn't believe how simple the goal was. Like the build up was it was just pass toward goal. It was so it's incredible how simple they make it look. But yeah, I
Here
can't fault
is
them. They're doing
here
what they need to
is
do.
No,
here
but
is a different
just
question,
to just
Guna.
to put
Guna, so just give me one
just
second
to put
here.
something on what Brandon said now.
Okay, go for it.
I don't believe that Nottingham Forest is a team that normally sit back. I've been watching them a lot this season. Yes, against Liverpool in the second half, Liverpool dominated them. They sit back. I understand if you sit back against Liverpool, Arsenal, even United or Chelsea or whatever. But the games they were supposed to win, they actually really dominated and they won it convincingly. So I don't want us to have that perception where they're a team that normally sit back and hit teams in the counter. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay, here is a different way of getting this out to you guys. I've got a Liverpool guy and I've got the Arsenal guy in here. You guys are obviously up there fighting with Newcastle and with Forest. Who is currently the teams of that four, right? That's under pressure. Liverpool, I would say, and Arsenal. They would probably be under the most pressure to not slip up any points. I'm sure we can all agree on that because they are seen as the favorites above Forest and Newcastle. We all know that. So we must not forget with Forest, their goal is probably top four, right? But they still in it there. So they probably got less pressure on them where the world looks at no Forest should win it. So they can still go about their business, you know. We are in a good position. We know what's expected. We just want 3 points. For every game, we take it game by day. But with Liverpool and with Arsenal, with their coaching staff, their players, it's probably a different conversation that pushing that hard because we don't want to slip, if that make any sense. I think that's also something that could count in Forest's favor.
Look, it'll be interesting to see what they are like if they did go first, because then it does become a different ball game. It's easy, quite easy. It's not actually
Yes.
easy, but to be the ones chasing, As soon
Mm,
as you're the one at the front and you've got that kind of pressure, it does become different. And it would be
yes,
interesting to see how they would deal with it.
spot on actually. Spot on.
That's true.
So,
I agree with Brenda because we were top in the last 2 seasons, and being on top, it's not easy. It's not easy
mm,
because now you're more under pressure than anything else,
mm,
as we're the one that is chasing you for the top spot.
that's exactly what I'm saying, Guna.
For
So with
sure, a
Liverpool,
draw becomes a loss, basically.
100%. And that is why, Brandon, I said, and Guna and people in the comments, that's why my thinking is that Liverpool is, they are under most pressure at the moment because they are setting the pace. Arsenal is not that much under pressure because they are chasing. Um, but Forest is also under less pressure than Arsenal because Arsenal, according to the world, should be challenging at the moment because they've been running up there for like 2, 3 seasons. So they expect Arsenal to at least win it this season, if that make any sense.
Realistically, guys, I need to go in, need to go get ready for work.
Yep.
So I say thank you for the awesome show again, for everyone that joined us, everyone in the comments. It was awesome having you guys here, like we always say. Without you guys, we'll be just a bunch of guys speaking to each other. So you make this possible. You make the show happen for us. You give us the reason to come and go and look out what we can talk about and discuss. So I say thank you to you guys and thank you to Iggy, Brandon for offering up your time to making this show for us and trying to make this a big success
Thanks,
as success
Robin.
as we can. So enjoy the rest of the evening. And like I said, I don't think Forest as a small club, they won Champions League before. Arsenal is actually a small club among the top four. I'm just putting that out there. This is a European champion after all. Not a lot of teams can say
Yeah,
that, but this is a European champion.
yeah,
Cheers, guys.
twice.
I
No,
do
no, don't,
apologize. I do
don't go
apologize.
so much now.
I do apologize to the public. I unfortunately cannot call him out now, but I will have a disciplinary hearing with him, after the show, because he made sure he does this as the show are ending. As you guys can see, I just called him out early on. So, Mr. Guna, I do
But that's
apologize,
what
sir.
many United fans do. They say something and they run. I understand.
You see,
Run.
I do apologize for that as well, because Mr. Guna now got all emotional, and I'm still sitting here, I haven't run anywhere.
No, I never got emotional.
But guys, I want to
Sometimes
say,
you say something funny.
absolutely, Mr. Guna, I want to say it was an absolutely pleasure having you here. It was a pleasure having everyone in the comments here. We hit 4K over there. And thank you, Brandon, for your time as well. Appreciate your time. And I want to
Thanks. Yeah,
say,
no, it flew by. I
we,
can't believe it's past
yeah,
9 already.
Thank you, B. Thank you, B. Thank you,
yeah,
Iggy. Thank you for the comment section. I'm
100%.
out.
Thanks, Guna.
Okay, 100%. Guys, have a fantastic evening. Some football happening over the weekend. Hope that all my rivals drop points and I pick up some points. Have a fantastic evening, everyone. Yeah, take care and be safe out there, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, Mr. Boy, we start every Friday at 8 o'clock. Every Friday, 8 o'clock, we'll start off. You can DM me. You are also more than welcome to have a video of yourself featured on here. You also will be able to pop into the box as well. So everyone, good night. Have a fantastic evening and take care. Salam, Molweni, Salani.